Outside on the big deck. It's chilly today.
I love it when people are in the house.
We're so spoiled, right?
No.
Our first guest, she's Mrs. Patmore. She keeps things very
Orderly and tidy and delicious.
Cooking in the Crawley Kitchen on Downton Abbey, which premieres its 6th and final season this Sunday night. Leslie Nichol, welcome to our house.
So your storyline begins this Sunday with a rather uncomfortable request from head housekeeper Mrs. Hughes.
Yes.
So what does she ask?
Well, if you kind of go a little bit back to the end of the last season, you remember that they got engaged, and so there's a kind of working up to the marriage going on at this point, and suddenly Mrs. Hughes asks Mrs. Patmore for some help.
What kind of help?
It's very, very, very embarrassing for Mrs. Patmore. You have to take yourself back to 1925, whatever it is. And it's something of a very personal nature. And she really struggles with it. And it's actually lovely.
Well, we actually have a little video clip of it, so let's take a look at it right now.
Right.
I hadn't fully considered all the aspects of marriage, of what I was getting into.
I don't understand. What aspects? You know each other better than most couples at the start. Oh, my Lord. You mean?
Yes, that is precisely what I mean.
Well, there's nothing so terrible about it, is there? So they say. I wouldn't know, of course.
It's rather delicate. Yeah, it's rather delicate. I can see.
Very delicate situation.
Yeah.
As awkward as that may be,
Yes.
I understand that you had a visitor on set.
We did. You mean
Yeah.
a posh fancy visitor?
Yes,
Yes,
a posh
yes.
fancy visitor.
We did. Weeks before we finished, there was a bit of a secret going round, and there were odd people on set, and we were saying, who are those people? They were going, you'll find out. And what it was the visitor was Kate Middleton, who was 8.5 months pregnant.
Oh my goodness, there she is in the kitchen.
She came into my kitchen.
Oh.
And she's adorable,
Was
absolutely
it awkward at all?
Not remotely awkward. In fact, she's a proper fan. She came. Do you imagine the stuff they have to do on a daily basis, going around jam factories and stuff, going, how lovely is this jam? And actually, she really, really loved being there because she really loves the show. And so we had a good chat with her. Everybody disappeared because, to begin with, she comes with a lot of people.
Sure.
Strange people
We
came
do
in.
too.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
follow
yeah,
they do.
it was very like this.
Yeah,
Now they mention it.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
still
they
there.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're your protect. But what happened was 2 people came into my kitchen. As you can see, we were in costume, and it's my domain. I hadn't realised quite how protective I was of it. And a man walked in. I didn't know him, and I said, "Who are you?" And he said, "Royal Protection." I went, "Are you armed?" He said, "I can't say." I said, "Come here," and I frisked him.
You frisked him? That's your boy. Was he armed?
I couldn't tell you.
You
I
couldn't
couldn't
tell
really
us.
And then a woman walked in. I said, "Who are you?" And she said, "Royal Protection." I said, "There's a lot of you." I said, "You find she's very safe." Anyway, she came in and she was a sweetheart.
Well, I understand you also had a visitor from her father-in-law.
Oh, I went to his house. I and many others.
Were you invited to
We were invited to his St. James's Palace because I am an ambassador for a charity called Medical Detection Dogs. And his wife Camilla had become our patron, and she said, I'd love my husband to see what these dogs can do. So we went and did a demonstration.
Well, you're having a
Wait,
jolly good
what's
laugh.
happening?
I'll explain this. That dog is Daisy. Daisy is a cancer detection dog. They can smell early signs of cancer better than a machine
Are
can.
they trained to do this?
They're trained to
Okay.
do it. So Daisy had done a demonstration. We were told that it was quite good if you could curtsy and call him sir.
Yeah.
I couldn't move either of my feet because the dog was sitting.
Daisy was sitting
So
up.
I said to him, "I'm sorry, sir, I would love to curtsy, but I can't move either of my feet." And that's what makes him laugh.
And that's his reaction.
Yeah.
Can we go back to Daisy for a second? That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't science fiction. This is proper scientific stuff. It's monitored very carefully. What they do is they have a carousel with, say it's bladder cancer. They have 8 tiny samples of urine. And the dog is trained to go and smell. And when the dog finds it, the dog sits because he knows it's going to get a reward. And they love the job. They just love doing it. and I've never seen them get it wrong. So what's good about it is they can often find it in a quicker than a machine will.
You brought a clip of video that explains a lot of.
Okay.
Let's take a look at this.
A good medical detection dog has got to have a really good nose and enjoy sniffing and finding things. But in addition to that, they've got to have self-confidence about them because they're making decisions about things that their handler does not know the answer to. With our cancer detection dogs, the dogs never go to the patient and alert them that they've got cancer. What happens is we train the dogs to alert to samples that are brought into our training centre. And the dogs are trained to alert to the odour that's associated with cancer volatiles. What happens is in training, you're teaching the dog that some samples are very interesting. You get a reward if you sit next to them, and those are the cancer samples. The dogs, of course, have to learn that there are a lot of control samples. So these are samples from people with other diseases or conditions or healthy people. And the dogs understand that they walk away from those if they're going to get their reward.
Wow.
Can I just tell you something interesting about that? The lady who was talking there is Claire Guest, and she founded the charity. And Daisy, her dog, who was with Prince Charles, was being trained in bladder cancer detection. And this is about 12 years ago. But Daisy is Claire's dog. And Daisy started nudging her repeatedly in the breast. And it was early days of anyone believing that this was even possible. But Claire was brave enough to go to her doctor and say, my dog is behaving very weirdly around me, and can you investigate? And they did, and there was a deep-seated tumour that Daisy smelt. And it would not have become obvious until it was possibly very, very serious. So Daisy saved her life.
I've read many stories like that the dogs can actually do that, but not only
Pets can do
that, but not only did this particular dog, they can sniff